I don't know. My therapist says that I can't believe you're alive. Like
Sure.
because
You had
you
a bumpy ride in the
Right.
beginning, right?
right because when you grew up like the way I did, you turn out a certain way. And I took all like my defense mechanisms and my survival tools
Mm-hmm.
and I used it to my advantage. You know what I mean? To make money
Mhm.
Okay.
and to have a career, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if like I lived in Korea, I would just be like on opium probably, like and I'd probably be a koi fish farmer or some weird shit like that, right? Or carrying rice.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I would have no future.
Sure.
But only in this country, I think you can
Where you're
turn
able
your
to,
pain
Yeah,
into
harness it and do something good with it.
right. So my dad was
Where were you born?
San Diego.
You were born in San Diego.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just remember like being born and then it just being really cold, like the feeling, like even temperature wise. I don't know why, because we moved to Minnesota right when I was born.
Really?
Yeah, so we lived in Minnesota. There were no other Asians. Edina, Minnesota, and like I was bullied. The kids would throw ice at my face and go Eskimo. You know what I mean? Always like
Jesus.
running from them. And then like I'd come home and my dad would be like drunk and he was very violent. You know what I mean? And then like he would beat up my mom and stuff.
Okay.
And like she would come into my room with no teeth and bloody mouth and like
Jesus.
it was like pretty crazy.
Serious shit.
Yeah, serious. And my brother and I would just fart on each other.
And
like,
hey,
what I
it was a
mean?
good bit back then. It's
Yeah,
a good
yeah,
bit today.
yeah.
You can't.
And like
If it
we would
works, it
like
works.
show each other our penises and like do like puppet tricks with our little yellow penises. They were like minions before minions, you know what I mean? Like little yellow, like you know what I mean? We go, you know what I mean? And, like,
You guys were beeping at each
yeah,
other.
beep, 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 yeah, and it was like pretty cool, It was pretty cool, and then
Sounds like a
The way
good
he looked
time.
over for that's pretty cool, right, guys?
yeah, it's pretty cool, right? Yeah, but, you can't do that on live, but you know what I mean. But we did it, amongst ourselves,
Sure.
and then I guess there was this guy that had Down syndrome down the street when we lived in Minnesota, and he he molested me. He molested me. He molested me. So that was cool. Anyway, right? Good times. We having good? Yeah,
Sure.
we're having good. Yeah.
Of
Did you get out of Minnesota?
Well, I'm going to talk about the molestation if I may.
Sure,
Go
yeah.
right ahead.
Yeah. May I talk about it?
Please.
Yeah.
Am I garbage yet, or we don't know yet? We don't know yet.
No, but you are crazy.
Do you think I'm a crazy person?
No, I think you're no, you're awesome. You're the best.
Because I'm going to tell you something. This is the first time I've been on this podcast, and the next time I come on, if I ever do come on, it'll be different.
What do you? Yeah, no, this
Because
is
I'm just
great.
trying to like,
Buddy, this is what it is. We want to hear your
Yeah.
story.
I know, but
Yeah.
it's kind of like when I guest star on like a TV show, you want to be as good as you can be,
Uh-huh.
so you get invited back.
Uh-huh.
The next time I come back, it'll be 50%.
That's great. I understand.
You're really gonna phone it in. The
I
next
I'm going to
time.
phone it in a
that.
You're
second
just there for the
time,
chat.
but right now I'm nervous.
Sure.
So it just comes out like this because I really want you guys to like me.
We love you.
I know,
love
so and I want the hippie to like me, and I want your fans to like me. So it's coming out like
Our
kind of
fans are all
erratic.
your fans. You're one of the
Yes.
most requested guests. we've had.
100%.
We're together.
We're
on
in this
one.
together.
Yeah.
baby.
And I have to say, as a side note, for white guys, you guys have my body, like my shape, my personality, and it's not a good thing for you. It's really not a good thing for you. But when I looked at you, because you look at Andrew Schultz and you look at
Yeah.
Stefano, they're like human looking.
They're like, yeah.
Yeah, and they do. They look not mythological. They look like they can stick their penises in anything. You know what I mean? You guys look like incels. Like you guys look.
We do beep
so-
our penises at
Yeah,
each other
yeah,
when
yeah,
no
yeah.
one's in here.
My mother was a Minotaur. to be
Yeah,
honest with
yeah.
you.
Like I don't know anyone in LA that even has your vibe. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Maybe like there's some homeless comedians. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? If you go to open mic late at night.
I love how he sat there. He's like, I'm gonna be nice this episode.
No,
We're
I mean
gonna have
no.
fun."
I'm just trying because I feel the same.
Sure. Yeah.
Right? I go.
Yeah.
I think that you guys are white versions of me, and that's why I'm blessed to be here. That's what I'm saying. It's
Yes.
a compliment.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you
yeah,
so
yeah,
much
yeah, yeah,
for
yeah.
that wonderful, wonderful compliment.
Because you guys, I know you guys you have a girlfriend.
I have a wife.
You have a wife. You have a girlfriend.
Girlfriend, yeah.
right? And that to me is like mind-boggling. It really is. To me, it's like, oh my god.
To us, too.
Yeah,
To be
yeah.
honest with you.
It works. It's working.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Hey.
That means you have
Sense of humor goes a long way.
because those guys, DeStefano and Schultz and these guys, right? They have their looks to get them by, right?
Anybody
Good-looking
can get
kids.
chicks. Anybody can get broads when you look good.
Right.
Do it looking like us.
But
all right?
with us, dude, it's like we're like miracles.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're like killing the game, right? And we're also paving the way for other uglies.
Yeah,
right?
Of course.
So
we're storming the beaches here.
yeah. And now let me say something, right?
Okay.
If you lost weight,
Yeah.
you could have like a Gary Gulman vibe, right? But you,
You got no
you,
shot, Baldy.
you have no shot.
That's
Anyway,
fine.
let's go back to the molestation. Why not?
Yeah. Let's get back to the fun stuff.
I never thought I would say that, but
Yeah.
please, let's.
Yeah, I don't. Am I being rude?
No.
Oh,
okay.
oh my god! I also, it's yeah. You're so good and so funny that the fact of he's like, yeah, I'm gonna be playing tonight. He's like, nah, well, we're making fun of each other. I'm not gonna make fun of you guys. And then he just fucking crippled until we get 18 minutes in. He's like, good night.
Oh yeah. Well, no. I was just telling the truth.
I,
We
That-
love
yeah,
well, that's
I'm not,
why I
I'm
love
not
you.
being mean.
Yeah, no,
No,
I'm being
we don't
honest.
think that.
So
I
anyway,
think you're being a little mean, but that's just me. We're being honest.
Oh, yeah.
Is the honesty? Yeah.
oh yeah.
So you're in Minnesota.
So I
What did your mom and dad do for a living? What was your dad doing?
My dad owned clothing stores called Fashion Gal.
He owned them.
Yeah, and we owned. Well, my uncles and my dad owned like 75 stores across the
Whoa.
country.
So he did well.
Yeah, they did. We
Your
did
dad
well.
was doing well.
Yeah.
But still with the booze and the abuse and stuff like
Well,
that.
he was like, he didn't obviously drink at work, but he would drive around at the stores and this and that. But he would come home and get drunk, and then I would always like hide in my room
Jesus.
because you never knew
What
was
bad
gonna
you were
happen.
get,
You know.
yeah.
He turned into like Incredible Hulk, but he didn't grow. Like and he's yellow.
No,
but,
I got
yeah, but
He was a bad
yeah, he was a
drunk.
bad dude. Yeah,
He was a
and
bad
he would pick up kitchen tables and throw it at people. It was crazy.
Jesus.
And so anyway, and then I was molested by the guy with Down syndrome down the street. That's what my brother says. My brother says that. And then
You blocked it out. You don't remember.
I think I think there's some imagery of the shack and then Zamboni. You know what Zamboni is?
Like the
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, he took care of the Zamboni in this
The
outside
local ice rink.
ice rink
Gotcha.
down the street from me. Yeah, and I think he molested a bunch of kids, but I went there every day. You know what I mean? In the summer because he had candy. I love candy. You know what I mean? And so I don't think anything happened where I think I just jerked him off and you know what I mean? I stuck my fingers in his
Ass.
yeah
Yeah.
his disfigured butthole.
Uh-huh. Never forget it.
Kid really likes the Snickers, huh?
And so and then then we moved to San Diego at the age of 11.
For business, like it was like
Yeah, my dad goes, "Let's move." Right? We're like,
Right.
"Nothing." Yeah, and then we
So
went.
he went too. The family stayed together. He went with you to San Diego.
Oh yeah, no, that's
Okay.
he's always been there.
Okay.
Yeah. And when we moved there, it was the best because I saw like dudes like Filipinos,
Sure.
oh, people you can relate
like
to. Yeah.
my age, with full blown mustaches at age 11.
Mhm.
Right? I had like skater kids and
Right.
like. This is back in the days where like Bones Brigade and all these things
yeah,
were
that was
happening.
the coolest shit back then. Yeah.
It's cool as shit, yeah. And I just remember this kid like flipping over his skateboard and like putting out a line of meth
Jesus.
across the street from me, and I didn't even ask what it was. I was like, "Can I have some?" Right? He's like, "Yeah, dude."
Is that
You know what I mean?
candy?
Yeah. And it was snort that, and then like I'm talking about 11, 12. You know what I mean? Like young.
Damn. Is this
It's just skating fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this a nice neighborhood you guys moved into?
Yeah.
The family had a little bit of money. You moved into
Yeah,
a nice
nice
neighborhood.
neighborhood.
You're down in San Diego. You get a little bit more of a wider cultural experience, a little bit more familiar.
Yeah.
Nobody grabbing at you. Fucking
Like the bullying was different, non-existent.
Right,
really,
yeah.
because
Multicultural.
You got the squad already.
multicultural. Yeah. And then I'm sure Minnesota's different now, but
Maybe.
in the 70s, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, for sure. That makes total sense.
And then my dad had this refrigerator where he'd stock alcohol. You know what I mean? And because he was an alcoholic, and I could sneak in there and drink as many beers, no one would know.
Really?
So it was just start. I just started my alcoholism and drug addiction
a
that
young age,
early. And then I just got all Fs
Okay.
in school. I was on the wrestling team and tennis team.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
Any good?
Yeah, I'm pretty athletic, you know what I mean? But other than that, like, I was just a failure, you know what I mean? I just, and then every time you would bring home, like, an F to your violent Korean dad and your mom, they would get violent and
No good,
crazy. And it was just
Was
like,
your brother good in school?
he was up until his senior year, and then he kind of drifted. But, yeah, he was like the Christian, he went to church, and he also, got straight A's. And then I don't know what happened.
That's a tough comparison because my brother was really good in school and I was terrible at school.
Yeah.
And that just makes you look
You
even
look
worse.
even worse.
worse.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Did
Help
you
me
hate your
out
brother?
No, I loved him.
Yeah, I love my brother
Yeah,
too.
I love him 100%.
And then I went to rehabs. I just remember in high school, went to two or three, like one detox, 2 regular rehabs, and then I,
Damn.
yeah, and
Nice ones though out there in
yeah,
California.
McDonald's Center was the one that got me, in La Jolla,
Okay.
and that's where. See, I believe, what's so funny?
I don't know you. I love you.
Yeah, I believe that nothing happens. Everything happens for a reason.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And I believe in sort of like this cosmic thing where like if you do make the right choices, that there's a path and
Mhm.
things just fall in line the way it's supposed to. And I don't fight it. You know what I mean? Plus, when you're growing up in a immigrant home, you there's no life skills that you learn because I don't know the Korean language. My parents never taught me anything about anything. Like everything that I learned was through like Scorsese movies or whatever, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Mean Streets.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like I would rent movies and watch them. So it's like I had no life skills. So like when I went to that rehab my junior year in high school, McDonald's Center, that's where I kind of learned how to live, you know what I mean? And learned things. And I learned that, things kind of happen for a reason and that I'm supposed to be at that rehab. And I just kind of bought into all that, right? So it's like, I went to rehab in La Jolla. I got sober in La Jolla. I grew up in a town called Poway, which is like 45 minutes away, right? So every A meeting I went to was in La Jolla. Now, what's in La Jolla? The Comedy Store.
Here
Yeah.
we go.
So after high school, I moved to La Jolla because that's where all my sober friends were, and I started working there. And I happened to have a job at a coffee shop that was attached to the Comedy Store, the one that you went to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It used to be a place called Disc Cafe. It was owned by 91X Radio, which was like the alternative station.
Mm-hmm.
And I had orange hair, like I'd bleached my hair. I was really into like early Sonic Youth and
Yeah.
the
Southern-
Fugazi.
Southern California.
Sub
Yeah,
Pop, all that
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. Sub Pop shit, right? And I just remember getting change because we would need to get change from the Comedy Store, for the coffee shop. And so I met Fred Burns at the time, who was the manager of the La Jolla Comedy Store. And then the girl that I was working with at this cafe, her boyfriend was a guy named Mike Carano, who was the manager of the Pacific Beach Improv, who
Okay.
still works for the Improv now.
Damn.
So you have to imagine I'm in La Jolla, and I'm surrounded by comedy indirectly, right? Because Mike would go, hey, after shift, we're going to go see Brian Regan at PB Improv. And I would go, I'd see Bobcat Goldthwait. And I was really like, I would like stand-up when I would watch it.
Yeah, but it wasn't like speaking to you. It wasn't like pulling you.
Right.
in, you know?
It's until I saw like an open mic where I was like, I can do that.
Yeah, that's you see someone do it bad. You're like, I'm fucking better than this idiot.
Yeah. So I just remember like this cafe closing. I'm still sober. So I got sober at 17. And then I'm 23 years old now, living in La Jolla, working like restaurant jobs and shit. My coffee shop job closed. And I was walking by the La Jolla Comedy Center, and they happened to have a help wanted sign.
Damn.
And I knocked on the door because I knew Fred. And I go, hey, dude, I'm the guy next door. He's like, oh, yeah, I know you. And I go, can I get a job? He's like, well, I only hire stand-ups. And I was like, well, I'm thinking about doing it, which I don't know if I was or not.
Sure.
But, and I got a job there as a bar back. And then 2 weeks later, I was on stage.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
That's
so
awesome.
that's how it – and then it happened quick for me.